Good gracious. Hi. Hello. Hey, babies. Babies? No, I am not calling you guys that. I refuse. I am not calling y'all that ever again. My bad. I'm sorry. Um, hi, hello. Welcome to the stream. As you can see, we are continuing the saga of working on this GIFtuber. Look at her. She looks nice. Every time the markings on that leg jiggle because I didn't quite match them up perfectly, it's gonna piss me off. It's a simple fix. Nah. I could not be bothered. So, I actually have to be somewhere later today, so the faster we get all of this done, the better. So today, we'll be working on the frames for when I'm just yapping, rather than drawing, because I do that a lot, and I feel like that's pretty... I feel like it's an essential frame for me, especially because there are times where I'm just talking and not drawing. So and I just feel like it'd be nice to just address the camera or address the audience, because when I had webcam, it was fun because then I could just sit and talk with my hands in frame. And people know, okay, we're just having a yap sesh, so nothing's getting done for at least 20 minutes. You know? What in the balls? So before stream is kind of like a... not like a vocal warm-up, but just, trying to wake up. I was singing, what is that song called? It's an MLP fan song by Ponyphonic, and it's, The Moon Rises. Or Moonrise, or something like that. And I don't know what's going on with my voice, but it's probably just the allergies. It's probably just the allergies. I woke up, like, less than an hour ago. I took a shower. I hoped taking a shower would help clear up my nasal passages, but all it did was just uh open the floodgates. Which is great. Great. And then I almost forgot to take my allergy medicine again. So my voice is a little shot. And I know I should probably stop complaining about summer, but I'm never this sick in winter. Let's just put it that way. There was one time in high school, and it wasn't winter, it was just, I think it was fall? I don't even remember what time of year it was, but I had this really bad, persistent cough for, it felt like months. It was probably just a few weeks, but just this ever-present, consistent cough. And I was just, what the hell is going on? And it was when I was in high school. I was at least the 10th grade. I don't think it was the 11th grade. I think it was the first year I moved to that new school. Yeah. Yeah, it had to have been. And that's when I really started drinking. At first, I started with mochas, but I would put a little bit of coffee in it because I needed it to wake up. Especially, you know, high schooler. And then progressively over the years, I just added more and more coffee and less chocolate. And less chocolate and milk. And I stopped adding milk because there was one time where I made a mocha for myself, and it was either milk or creamer that I didn't realize had expired. Because then I was drinking it and I was like, this tastes kind of funny. It feels weird. And then when I like popped the lid to look at it, and I saw cottage cheese staring at me, I was like, huh, that shouldn't be like that. So I just poured it out. I just poured it out. I was like, nope, we're not adding milk ever to our coffee. Ever again. No, I do now. I partake in the creamer, especially if it's caramel macchiato. Caramel macchiato is my favorite of the flavored coffees. Usually I drink a black, but when I go out to like cafes, restaurants, and anything like that, and they have a coffee menu, I always order a macchiato because it's just so good. I used to order just a latte, and I don't know, something about the macchiato just charmed me. What the hell was I even talking about? Oh yeah, and eventually that cough did go away, but that was the longest I'd ever had a persistent cough that just I couldn't shake it no matter what I did. Eventually it went away, but oh my goodness. It was bad. I haven't been like that kind of sick for a while. I've been sick because there was one time, I don't know what the hell afflicted me those 2 weeks, but I don't know if it was the flu or COVID. It felt like the flu, but I can't say that for sure because I'd never had the flu before. And whatever it was, it hit me like a truck. And I was down for the count for at least 2 weeks. So that makes me think it was the flu, because there were no other symptoms. I was just I had a fever, and I was really congested, and just I wasn't nauseous or anything like that, but it was one of the worst sickness I had in a while. And I've had strep before. Strep just hurt. This one just made me feel like I was dying. Not dying, but it just made me feel awful, but not in a it hurts to talk kind of way. It's just more like a what planet am I on type sickness. And then I was sick with that for a while, and then there was one night where I'm pretty sure my my fever was at its worst because I just laid on a mattress on the floor with just a tiny blanket and a sheet and just sweated the entire night. Like every 20 minutes or so, I would just roll over to another side of the mattress because I had sweated that one through, and that other mattress was cold. The other side of the mattress was cold, so I was just a reverse rotisserie hot dog, just sweating all night. And then when finally my fever broke, and then I just slept for a day. I'm not sure what that was. I'm pretty sure it was the flu. Because here's the thing. I know COVID is no joke, and I know I've heard a lot from other people, and that they said COVID was no joke. Can you guys hear me okay? Is my mic too far away? No, it's fine, it's fine. I know COVID is no joke, but when people would describe the symptoms to me, I'm sitting there like, okay, that kind of sounds like the flu. How do I tell the difference between the flu and COVID? And they'll say, oh, you'll know. And I'm like, but I've never had the flu before, so I had nothing to compare it to. What are we talking about? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the flu. And I'd never had it again, so just, okay, well, whatever that was, thank goodness it's gone now. Because that was not fun. I think I got hit the hardest because the whole family, not the whole family, because my dad was fine, but me, my sister, and my mom all got sick, and she recovered in like a few days. My sister was also a little bit sick, but I didn't hear much from her. I think I got hit the hardest, and I don't know what was going on. But yeah, that I think was the most sick from a virus that I'd ever been. Now, I'd been sick before. You know, of course, a lot of childhood sickness, you know. I'm pretty sure every child throws up. Because I remember as a kid, and I'm sorry, trigger warning for mentioning vomit, but I don't know if what was happening to me was normal, but I remember throwing up a lot as a kid. And I don't know if that's just a childhood thing where, like, kids just throw up a lot because their body's adjusting to food and whatnot, or learning to digest, but I don't know. It seems like, from my memory, it seems like I was more sick than usual in that regard. But when it came to, like, the flu and like things of that nature, I never had the flu as a kid. I definitely had a cold, and then when we learned I had an allergy to cats and dust, that was definitely like okay, yeah, you're just gonna be perpetually sniffling, and you're just gonna have to learn to deal with that. It's just, great. Okay, great. Okay, that frame is done. Oh my god. This one is gonna take me a long time to do because of the way we did the frames. Because of the way I did the frames. It's gonna be a lot of copy pasting. But it's because, I looked back in the archives and saw that for my previous Yap Master, hang on, I gotta think real hard, GIF, I had at least 5 frames for talking just to get different expressions and mouth movements, which was really nice. Then it looked like I was actually talking. Shut. Okay, whole foot has to pivot. Pivot! I don't think I've actually seen an entire episode of Friends. I just know that... Oh, you bitch! Shit! Fuck! We'll just deal with that. My transform tool was in the wrong setting, and now everything is messy! This is exactly what I wanted to avoid! It's not that big a deal. Did I have the tail? Okay, no, I think I had the tail move slightly. What in the... Everything is fine. Oh, speaking of, finished my Marble Hornets binge yesterday. God, I love that series so much. I did it again. Alright, let's fix that. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna actually also have her hand move just a little bit. Probably not even gonna see it because the hand and wrist are so close, but it's just gonna be subtlety. Subtlety's the game. Name of the game here. I'm also gonna move this finger. Subtlety's the name of the game. I have never in my life ever once been subtle. I honestly don't think I know how. There we go. I know I'm adding more work for myself when I do things like this, but it looks good in the end, so then it's worth it, you know? It's, oh my god. It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's hard, that's why we do it. And the wise words of one of our presidents, we do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Oh, God. Okay, so it is pretty similar. Just... Welcome to personality. Okay, then we're gonna take this frame, copy paste her up here, and then we're gonna move the tail again. Okay, and then this arm and head move the most here, so I gotta get rid of all this. What do you see? Then come to personality. There we go. Sing the song, doo-da, doo-da. Captain girl, you sing the song, da-doo-da-day. the home stretch. Okay, then we copy a paste of this one. And then, okay, tail, hand, or arm, head, and that's it. Okay. Okay, no, it stayed as Jenga. Jangies? Jaggies? Jangies? Goodness. Okay, that changes, that changes. That goes. That goes. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy paste it. Oh, apparently the guy that invented copy paste has passed away. I mean, F's in the chat for the goat. It always kind of shocks me when our dogs bark, because not only are they insanely loud most of the time, so I half the time don't even notice that they've sat in my office. Like, they've come by and I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, yeah. And then I'll just forget that they're there. And then suddenly, rah! It's just, ah! Who are you? Okay, I'm actually going to erase this head. And then copy paste this head. That's the thing with, oops. Wrong button. That's the thing about the artistic process that they don't want you to know. A lot of copy paste involved. But it does make me feel a little better, because at first, you know, when I was first started, like, seriously working on my graphic novel, I felt really bad for using copy paste because I could not keep the heads consistent at all. But now, I realize some comic artists create stamps of their characters' heads and hands and just ba-doop ba-doop, and then just change the expression for the shot. It's like, oh, so that's a thing. Hang on, real quick. I'm gonna sit with doll version of myself. I just realized the coloring is now going to be such a pain in the ass because I changed tiny little minute details just to keep things interesting. It's like, I'm fine. We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And then just this frame again with arm, tail, and mouth. Okay, let's start with mouth. I can do mouth. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. How many frames was that actually? Hang on, I was thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's this arm. For those of us friends to find ordainment, extermination is entertainment. Got that soda fucking. You gotta go back and change all these things. What happened? Nothing happened. Okay, I'm just panicking over nothing. As per usual. Man, I'm tired. One of these days, I swear, God is my witness, one of these days I will not be insanely exhausted. Or sick. and I will come in here with a pep in my step and have things to talk about for hours. One of these days, man. And it'll probably be sometime in October. If my usual pattern has anything to do with it. I don't know why I like black coffee so much. It tastes like an ashtray. Okay. Lines are done. All 5 of them. Dang. Let's... mark them with a little, dollar sign? No. Let's do the asterisk, because it's done. And now we are on to coloring. Which is going to be a pain in the tuchus. Okay, let's start. Let's start here, and then we'll just work our way up. This and that, there, this, here, here, here. Okay. Okay. Check every pixel. There we go. Okay, I can't just do the whole... Did I do that last time? Well, it was just the knees showing, so that was fine. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, let's remember what my own Sona looks like. Okay. To perfectly encapsulate what it's like to be tired with ADHD, need I say more than Aaron Hansen's, motherfucking Spider-Man, Jesus Christ, fucked. No, man, I'll just talk about the Facebook movie all day. Shit, you have to be so interested in the shit I have to say. I watched it like a year and a half ago. Fuck Jesse Eisenberg. He fucked over Spider-Man. Crazy Winklevoss twins rowing. Even though he was doing text-to-speech when that whole debacle happened. But good gracious, that is... If that isn't exactly what it's like to be tired with ADHD. Just, yeah. Man, fuck Jesse Eisenberg. He fought over Spider-Man. Crazy Winklevoss twins rowing. I'm very tired. Trent Reznor did the soundtrack. Fuck this guy. I don't like dying. I can't think of the guy who played the guy who... All I know is to play the guy who invented Facebook. Who the fuck invented Facebook? And then, in all capital letters, 2 hours later, Mark Zuckerberg! If that isn't precisely the experience, I don't know what is. There we go. Bang, bang. 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 I think, since there's no one else in the house, I actually need to go take care of that. Hang on. Enjoy my little doll. Since there's no one else in the house, I kind of have to take care of all the animals by myself. Which, around this time of day, isn't normally a problem. Puppy. It's just... When they want out, you gotta let them out so they don't pee in the house. And when they want in, you gotta let them in so they don't get dehydrated. Because it is pretty hot out. Is that what I'm going for this PNG tuber? Just the one? Yeah, just the moons. Okay. There, and there. Actually, no, that'd be part of the dress. So that would actually be... Good gravy, that is not the dress. What happened? That was sick turd color. Not the vibe, sweetie. Oh, hair. Just 96 batteries. So, I don't know if my Twitch followers also follow me on YouTube. It's okay if y'all don't. But last Friday, man, I was streaming on YouTube and I went on quite the I went on quite the anti-capitalist tirade talking about, especially talking about the Lorax. I can't explain how we got on that topic. It just happened. I do not control the fixation. But it was quite the conversation that I was just screaming into the void. I streamed for 3 hours and I bet an hour and a half of that was me not even drawing, just talking about corporate greed. Oh my god. I don't think I actually drew for half of that stream. It was just me ranting. I think what got me started is we were all bitching about the heat in summer. And then I brought up global warming, and then it set me off. So if you're interested in seeing me get like set off live, it usually happens on YouTube a bit more than Twitch. Mostly because I have a larger YouTube audience, so, you know, more people to come in and yap. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna be kind of hopping back and forth for these frames because just to make the coloring process a little bit easier for me. Hey, Mushroom Overlord! Welcome to the stream. We are in the home stretch with this GIFtuber. I have this to do. Thank you. We have this yap frame to do, which is very important for these kinds of streams. And then we have one more. No, we got 2 more to do, and I haven't sketched them yet because I haven't figured out the posing. So maybe we'll get to that here, but I can't actually stream for very long because I have somewhere to be later. The green time, yeah. I couldn't decide because it's not on my rev sheet, but I have my Sona has little paw pads, and they're the same dark green as her eye. So I thought, you know what, let's just make, you know, let's totally be a furry and then make our innards the same color as our accent. You know, as our accent color. Let's have green innards. So, you know what? Fine. Furry Nation, go brr. Such a vibe for real, for real. It is. Okay, this needs a major fix. Because the yapping frames are so important, I did 5 frames for this GIF. So it's going to be a lot of coloring. But it'll look cool in the end. So I'm okay with doing all of this work. Still working what your Sona would be. Either a bat or some kind of dog, like a French bulldog. You could be both. One way I've seen people kind of not get hung up on their Sona design is you either become a hybrid or make your Sona a shapeshifter. So that way, there, you don't have to commit. Your Sona's a shapeshifter. But what I've seen some people do, and I actually kind of like this idea, is they just have different designs, and then they just switch whatever catches their fancy. Whatever they feel like, they just switch to that Sona. And then, but it's all of them, you see. It's like, you know what? I might do that eventually, where, like, for my main Sona will be this one, but then sometimes I'll just switch up and just draw this other one. Because I technically have multiple Sonas. I have, you know, my main Sona, my first Sona, then I have my previous versions of my Sona that I just couldn't bear to get rid of. And they still exist. I have fandom OCs that are my personas / self-inserts. Okay, that's that. Okay. Genius. Oh, it is. It's one of those things where I would never have thought to do that because I didn't know that was allowed. Yes, I'm one of those people. I am tragically autistic when it comes to expectations and rules. So I kind of need I need to see someone else being themselves. So I was like, wait, I can do that? I have permission to do that? It's like, honey, you don't need anyone's permission to do that, baby. It's like, thank you. I needed to hear that. That way, if you ever decided to be like a VTuber or whatever, use your OCs if you wanted to. Exactly, exactly. That nothing is allowed or not allowed. Draw what you want. Exactly. Cheers. Oh, nice streak. I personally don't care about stream streaks. Hey, it's cool if you show up. It's cool if you don't. I don't personally share my stream streaks with YouTubers. Wow, with streamers because I don't know. I think I almost said it's kind of cringe. It's not cringe. It's just, oh, look at you. Look at me. I'm unemployed. But that's just because I have a lot of deep-seated unresolved issues. You know, I keep saying, yeah, cringe culture is dead, we killed it. But that's all. I'm also telling myself, I have to retell myself every time, cringe culture is dead. Remember, you killed it. Cringe culture is dead if you kill it. Cringe culture is dead. We killed it. Remember that. Remember that? Just an ongoing battle with myself. Oh, that's why. It's because the wide-eyed. Thanks, sharing the street gets you extra channel point. Oh, it does. Okay. Well then, yeah, by all means, go ahead, get your channel points in. The big fluffy tail. Oh yeah. It's because I had an old persona that was um a redesign of a star dragon, and I gave her a huge tail. So I was like, you know what? I like big fluffy tail because one of my other personas after the star dragon was a rabbit, and she had a little bobtail. And I didn't mind the little bobtail. I thought it was really cute, but it's just not me. Bobtails are just not me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? There's this one VTuber I recently started following. I think her name is Vivi. Vivi the Demon Queen. And she literally has like 40 sonas. And she's also a professional 2D rigger. So each of her sonas also has a VTuber rig. And she's currently working on an update of one of her old ones. So I'm sitting there like, you had to re-rig all that. But the cool thing about doing a 2D live rig is once you finish it, it's done. So then you can just switch back and forth how many times you want. It's not that big a deal. It's just when you, heaven forbid, you not accidentally, you want to redesign that OC. So then you got to start from scratch. Which is what my biggest issue was when I was switching personas. I would start over from scratch and I would delete the old files. That was my biggest no-no. I would delete the old files because it's like, that's not my Sona anymore. Get rid of it. Delete it. Start over. And then I would have that new Sona for a few months. I know. I know. I hate myself for doing that. Now I've kept them. Even if they're garbage, I'm keeping them. My computer storage is at risk. My mental health is in shambles. However, cute kitty face. Okay, I'm so lost. What is going on? I went out of order and now I can't figure out anything. Okay. That. This. Okay. This one next. And I'm just gonna start from scratch for this one because the fixing the leg thing would just be way too difficult. One art tip that I don't see a lot of people doing, and it really it doesn't make me upset, but it just kind of irks me a little bit when I see artists putting themselves through this kind of amount of torture, is they'll go through, and I used to do this, but it just ticks me off. They'll go through and individually color each section of the Sona. like this. And then when they're trying to render it all together, there's all these gaps and line arts and stray pixels that they then have to fill in using some sort of blur tool or like something like that. I'm sitting like, no, no, wait, you don't have to do this. Just have a base layer and then do a clipping mask. And then you can have layers overlap so there's no stray pixels underneath. You don't have to put yourself through that torture. And I only bring that up because I don't see a lot of other artists doing it, and it makes me sad, because I'm just sitting there like, you are individually coloring each part separately on top of the transparent layer. You don't have to... Clipping masks exist for a reason! Every art program has them! Except MS Paint, but I don't see anybody using MS Paint. So they're not part of this conversation. It makes me so upset. I'm just, no, please, you don't have to do this. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Save yourselves. Working on a painting commission or like this kitchen, which is currently demolishing because of black mold, because of climate. Climb out the way to cooked. Oh man. Well, I'm sure if you explain to your client, hey, something came up, I have to put this commission on hold, do you mind? I'm sure they'll understand. You don't have to explain exactly what happened, but if you don't have an ETA on the commission, and you say, hey, I'm still working on it, but workplace hazard, or you don't even have to say that, you can just say, something came up, I'm gonna have to put this on hold, do you mind? And if they do, well then they can ask for a refund and whatnot. Someone you know in part, okay. Because yeah, if it was like someone over the internet, then you'll have to, okay, bring up your industry professional voice. You gonna lurk? Okay. Lurk away. I need an emote for lurking, I swear to God. Redeem lurk. Oh, I do! Never mind. I have a redeemed for lurking, but I don't have an emote. I don't know what idea I would do for lurking. Because I tried to do a lurking emote, God, last year? Yeah, last year at this point. And I was struggle busing. Alright, let's trace under, just to keep things consistent. This is probably gonna look awful. Okay, well, it's not too much of a jitter that's gonna, like, cause the end of the world, so it's fine. Okay. Oh god, okay, now, the foot thing. The feet. The feet. The feet. Okay. You just There we go. Nope. Like that. And then half shape, and then no. There we go. There. There. I think what a lot of people confuse about having a persona, they confuse it with having multiple personalities. And that's just not the case here. They confuse like they see sonas as like identities and personalities when what a sona really is just clothes. That is the wrong brown. They hang on. There. Personas are just the face you wear on the internet. It's not, I mean, some people use a persona that perfectly encapsulates their personality, and you know what, good on them. But most sonas, the way I see it, they're just like clothes. You can change your clothes anytime. You don't have to wear the same iconic sunglasses and hoodie. It'd be like going out in public and people are like, oh, who's this? What do you mean, who's the... You know me. Oh, sorry, I didn't recognize you. You're wearing a different shirt. Huh? You see what I mean? It doesn't quite make sense. Now, I kind of get it. Like, if your Sona is like, if you've been like a dragon for years, and then suddenly you just change your Sona out of the blue, and you're wearing, and you're designed yourself as a bunny or something like that. People are gonna be like, hold on, wait a minute. So your Sona is just like your fashion sense. My fashion sense is very grungy. Very grungy, very emo. Very lazy goth. So it'd be like if I went from grungy emo suddenly to Lolita fashion. That would be like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. What are you doing? Then it would make sense in that regard. But honestly, if you looked at all of my previous Sonas, most of them kind of have a similar theme going. Not quite the theme, I shouldn't say the theme. I should say they have, a base is, the baseline is very similar. You know, the brown, neutral tone features, even if, you know, when my Sonas had different colors, the hair and bangs were the same. The eyes were very similar. Slightly different, but still very similar. If you looked at all of my Sonas back to back, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is, I can tell this was kind of the same person, just going through a different fashion sense, I guess. I'm just dressing differently, and maybe dyed my hair differently. Because that's all it is. You're still the same person, you're just, you know, wearing different clothes. Now, I don't know if that's actually the case, or if I'm just hopped up on the copium again. Oh, actually, I need to fix this. Okay, yeah, that was gonna bug me if I didn't do that. That's one thing I don't like about using the lasso tool under my line art, because my line art is so thick, there's always these stray pixels, and it ticks me off. Okay. Wait. That wasn't right. There we go. Like, no one would see the tiniest of 2 pixels out of order, but I would. I would know it's there, and it would tick me off. Okay, here's that. Okay, now there's just this one. And then this one is... this one. Okay. There we go. As soon as I'm able to make emotes that are GIFs, I just came up with the idea for a dissociated, or it would either be dissociated or overstimulated emote, where it's just a little guy sitting there and just static. Just static blurs in. And he warps and warbles. It'd probably be something stupid and dumb, like Slenderman static or some shit like that. That'd be a fun emote, the original Slenderman jump scare. That actually would be fun. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, yeah, that would actually be really fun to have. As a fan of the OG Slenderman, I understand woobifying your scrumbos. That hurt to say. Well, at the same time, y'all remember that Slenderman's original lore is that he kidnaps children, right? He's not some guardian of the forest that protects children, okay? He's not Totoro. Slenderman is not Totoro. He kidnaps and torments people. I kill people, dear. But then again, I mean, yeah, that's the internet for you. But you always gotta woobify the tall, lanky boys. Because, I mean, Papyrus got woobified. Don't even get me started on Jeff the Killer. I mean, I don't think there's a single internet horror icon that didn't get hit with the woobify gun. Okay, now, is woobification... This is a serious question that we must answer. Is woobification a stick, beam, or a gun? Is it the wooby beam? Got shot with the wooba gun? I think I'm leaning more towards beam. The wooby beam. This is the dumbest conversation ever be recorded. Okay, it's not. Let's not give myself too much credit. There have been plenty of dumb conversations before this. But we're asking the serious questions here. I'm pretty sure even Laughing Jack got woobified, which is pissing me off, because he literally killed a child. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Your funny little clown man is a murderer. A child murderer. And then why is everyone named Jack? Not everyone. There's literally only 2 people named Jack. Laughing Jack and Eyeless Jack. But then again, Jack is just kind of the name placeholder for people. Because it started with Jack the Ripper, I think. And I think we are done, also. Excuse me. That was supposed to be a sigh, but then it turned into a burp halfway through. I don't know what happened. What does black coffee taste like an ashtray? That's just disgusting. I can't stop drinking it. Is that it? I think we're done. I thought that was gonna take all stream. It turns out that was only an hour and 20 minutes. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't set off the dogs. Usually every time I bang my desk or do anything slightly loud, that psycho-ass dog starts losing her mind. Alright. So, oops. We're going to save, we're going to render these files. Damn it, I did it again. Oh well, no one will notice. We're gonna render out all these files, but I won't make the GIF on stream. It'll just be ready for me to make later. I want to get this GIFtuber finished before September. Because then that's when I'm just going to be streaming the most, and I want her done, good and ready, so that I can focus 100% on whatever we're doing for September. I still don't know what we're doing. I'm low-key panicking because I thought I had an idea, but then I had another idea, and I'm like, God dang it, I can't do both. Because each project would take a whole month. Okay. I'm going to save and then save as. Hopefully. Save as. When are we gonna nickname this? I'm gonna do a Y for yap. Y1. Yeah, save all layers down, merge. Making sure everything is in order. Okay, that's good. Save as. PNG. Y2. Save. Layers. Transparent. Realizing there's some stray pixels there. Always triple check. There we go. Okay. Save as PNG. Y3. Yes. Transparent. This is one reason why I don't like doing the saving process on stream, because it's just this for God knows how long. But then again, this is necessary. I don't mind sharing it. Even though it's more the boring side. Are you gonna make custom emotes? I want to, but I'm scared to. Where was I? Okay, yes. Save as. Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. PNG 4. Save layers, transparent. This. Stray pixels. Okay. Save as. Y5. Layers. Transparent. Okay. Whew. Close. Reopen again. GIFtuber raw file. And there we go. Okay, now we have I have two more versions I'd like to do. One where I'm eating food, or one where I'm talking to someone else who walked in the room. Because I usually have visitors. So the yapping is done. And then we can add on the other things. Okay. Let's change the colors. Are done. Now for sketch, food, sketch, visitor. There we go. You're gonna do custom emotes. I think it'd be super cool. You asked because another streamer is for making emotes for their channel. You're nervous-sighted. You're nervous-sighted. I have thought long and hard about doing custom emotes. It's just the only reason I haven't is because I tried in the past and then couldn't, for the life of me, figure out what to do. And also, just, it's so much trial and error. It's a lot of technical stuff that I'm just not good at. And then, I was scared of, because I want, you know, like, on-brand, air quote, emotes. And back when I first started doing emotes, my persona was a rabbit. And I was, like, all about rabbits and all that. Especially since my main persona was also kind of a demon form, so I was a demon rabbit for a while. It's complicated. And then when I switched again, I was like, I can't even look at these emotes that I made. I still have them, but I can't even look at them anymore without just remembering what part of my life, what I was going through in that part of my life when I made those emotes. And then I just remember all of those emotions start coming back, and I was like, I can't look at them anymore. So anyway, we have BRB, we got the yap, we got the drink, we got the talk, we got the draw. I'm probably not going to eat too much on stream, so I think I'll do visitor first, and then food will be something. You just do the base ones, happy, sad, scared. Then do a couple of silly emotes like dancing, a couple meme ones like the bongo cat. I had started working on some custom emotes of the DeviantArt cat lick one. That was really popular in like 2000, in like the mid 2000s. And then I also was working on one with my Sona doing the caramel dancing. I haven't finished them. I still have them, just haven't finished them. And you need to be like a Twitch affiliate to have GIF emotes. Because I'm not an affiliate and I'm not part of any partner program, I can only do straight pictures. Which is fine. And then another part of it is what wouldn't I mind seeing on the side of chat a million times? Like, what emotes do I feasibly use? What emotes do I use? What emotes do I think other people would use aside from just the basic expressions? And then what emotes would I not mind seeing a million times? And honestly, people spamming emotes pisses me off. I don't know what it is. I think it's just I get overstimulated in other people's chat, so I just don't look at chat because I get so overstimulated. So the reason why I don't have all the cool things normal streamers do is because I get irritated very easily. And I just get... And when I get overstimulated, I get antsy and kind of pissy. And I don't like being pissy on stream, so it's like, you know what? Later. What pose would I feasibly be in? No. Let's think about the logistics for a sec. Hold on. If this is my sitting and drawing, and then someone comes in, because I'm usually, like, leaning back, away from my mic like this. I don't think it has to be that deep. Maybe. I know. No spam. I know. There are things I can do to avoid these situations that I am making up in my head. Where is my drinking one? Okay, yeah. Maybe you sitting up and I kind of lean back because my door is to the right and behind me, IRL. And usually when I got a visitor, I lean away from the mic. So I just think it'd be funny because let me show you one of my previous PNG tubers whenever I would have a visitor. I would do something like this. Be like, hey, on, guys. And then that was for when they were talking. And then this is for when I was talking. My art style has changed so much. And those are the ones I have. What about this one? Do I have? I do. For my... This one, just like holding my finger up and like, hold up guys, what? And then lean away. So yeah, my sonas look very different from each other, but the hair has consistently kind of stayed this shape for the past 2 years, and it's really funny. But I think I have redesigned my Sona so much, and then when I look at them all together, it's like, wait a minute. Nothing's changed. And I don't have any of my other old ones still saved. You'll probably find them on my channel somewhere. Maybe if instead of up there, I did it like here. There we go. And then tilt this up. I do realize I have a penchant for running through worst case scenarios whenever people ask me things. I'm like, why don't you do this? I was like, well, it's because I don't want to deal with this. It's like, yeah, but that hardly ever happens. You can just give people rules and say, please don't do this. But it's all just a knee-jerk reaction for me. Like, when some people ask me to do something, or, like, ask me to look something up on stream, I'm like, I'm doing that later. I'm not doing that on stream. Not just because it was like, what? I'm not gonna suggest anything bad. It's like, I'm not saying you'd suggest anything bad. It's just knee-jerk reaction. I'm not your dancing monkey. I'm busy. I'm doing my thing. I don't like being bossed around. And it's like, it's not... I understand. This is just all my own mental fuck-ups. And no one is actually as mean as I think they are. I don't think I currently have enough viewers for spamming or overstimulation to be a problem. Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. One time I had 5 people in stream talking at once, and I was like, oh my god, this is a lot. How do big streamers do it with 5,000? Which is why I'm not doing a text-to-speech little mascot anything, because not only do I think those are annoying as hell, but they're also just overstimulating. Same with, I used to have, audio with, like, sub-alerts and whatnot. Now, I don't do them now because I'm using a different streaming software, and I just haven't reset them up. But at the same sense, not having them, I'm like, oh, I can relax without getting jump scared by sub-alert, well, by, like, alerts and whatnot. Hey, cat! We're talking about how, we're talking about streaming and all my hang-ups. Some big streamers be interacting with chat. It's like, how? I know. I sit in this one streamer, and he consistently has, like, 2,000 viewers. And we're all chit-chatting. But not all of us are chit-chatting. I mostly lurk. Because I'm sitting here like, what the hell is the point of me even contributing to this conversation if it's not going to be seen? Unless I really have something to say. Or if I'm, like, applauding his achievements. Then I'm like, okay, yeah, that deserves, you know, some applause and some, good job, man, or W. Yeah, I know, it's another W in the sea of W's. But they add up. I'm not one of those viewers that are like, you know, haha, dummy, get good, oh, you suck, you suck, you suck, you fail, but then when he does good, radio silent. I'm the exact opposite of that. When he's struggling, I keep my damn mouth shut because I don't like when people yell at me at all. Even if it's through the internet stream. I don't like when people yell at me. I just don't like it. But then when they're doing good, I make sure that I let them know that they're doing good. I don't even comment on YouTube videos. I'm just like the ultimate lurker. My brother's streaming and I help him mod. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Peace. What do you think of people who say you need professional industry standard art program in order to make or sell good art? Fuck them. If people say that you need professional industry standard blah 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 blah, no. Don't listen to them. Fuck them. I'm using a free art program. Medibang Paint Pro is completely free. OBS is completely free. You know, there are open source programs that are completely free and are just as much of a have like professional standards as something that requires a $30 a month subscription. Those people are just trying to sell you something. Do not be dictated to. If you can find a free alternative, use it. Which is why when you're like, Clip Studio, I know Clip Studio Paint is the one that everybody swears by. And I'm sure it's an amazing tool. But the second I saw they had a price tag attached to it, and they were just doing things that I could get for free from other different programs, what's the point of wasting money with a yearly subscription? Not a one-time purchase, a yearly subscription that companies can just take away whenever they like and then use your art to feed into some sort of AI chatbot. No. 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 You don't need, like, oh, but Clip Studio Paint now has 3D modeling. Yeah, and Blender is free. Blender is free. It's open source. And it does the exact same things, but better. Because it's made by people who care, not by people looking for just a quick buck. Not by people looking for customers. They're looking to share in their passion. That's when you know it's a good product. Oh, but you get what you pay for. Yeah, I'm paying with my time. Those you don't like people yelling either. I know. Ugh. Now, I don't mind when someone is raging at a game, because sometimes gamer rage is funny. Sometimes gamer rage is funny. But then chat gets involved, and it's just, ooh... Ooh, you know what you're doing. You know what you did there. You did that on purpose just to get them mad, and I hate you for it. Because why would you do that? But then again, it's like, why are you playing this game knowing it's not to piss you off? Wait, I sometimes play Five Nights at Freddy's. Not because it's a rage game, but because I enjoy the game, and I like the audio cues. That's what I really like about Five Nights at Freddy's. The audio cues. Because you can play the first game blindfolded. Basically. Not to get into it. Okay, this neck area is ticking me off, so we're just gonna move on to the rest of the body and then we'll figure it out later. Not only that, but the link. So, quit but Steam makes me mad. Let's sell $70 AI. Oh. So they were made by hand, and I showed my artist friend as they said it was AI and he was scamming me. Phishing link. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like that one kid. You freaking fricks! You make me lose my marbles! What will you learn? I hope that kid's doing well. What do I do with my legs? Like, I have short, stubby legs, and for some reason I gave my persona long, elegant, feline legs. And I'm sitting there like, what? There's a reason why I considered making my Sona some sort of weasel or Wolverine, because I am a square. I am an excellent rectangle. That's my body shape. I don't have an hourglass figure. I have a bitch that fights bears in forest. That is my figure. You know, plus a stomach, you know, and wide birthing hips and blocky shoulders and arms that look buff, but I'm actually just fat. You know, that's my figure. This is not an hourglass figure. I'm just a pudgy square. Just get rid of this. My friend was trying to hack my computer. Ooh, do. Yep. Never buying anything from him again, as you shouldn't. I'm not buff, I'm boffed. You know, I'm not swole. I'm boffed. Which means I'm buff soft. There's muscle tone under there, it's just that a protective layer of fat. Like, if I flex my... That's why I can't wear, shield cut sleeves or any, like, woman's shirts. Because, you know the shield cut sleeves do this garbage that is the devil? Well, this shield cut sleeve is literally my entire bicep, and it just bunches in the armpit. And I'm also a sweaty bitch. So when my arm is literally built like this, shield cut ain't gonna cut it, man. I need, like, XL. I'm wearing a large right now, and the sleeves are kind of tight on my arm. Not even tight, they're fit. Like, this is what a large looks like on me. And I'm not tall or anything. I'm just big. I'm just a big bitch. Okay, I'm not gonna do the mansplaining legs, but I will be mix and matching. There we go. Not fat, I'm big boned. I know people say that, oh, I'm not fat, I'm big boned. And they're like, no, you're not big boned, you're just fat. But I've measured my rib cage. I have no fat on my rib cage. Same with my hips got some fat on it, but my rib cage has no fat on it. And I'm like a size 36. My shoulders have no fat on my shoulders. And I'm wider than... I can't really articulate it without turning on webcam and showing you guys, but... I hate to say that, just like, oh, it's like, people who say they're big boned are just coping with the fact that they're fat and lazy. You just need to face the fact that you're just a fat fuck. I was like, okay, first of all, I'm not denying that I am fat. Okay, despite me drawing my Sona skinny, not denying that I, myself, am plus sized. But another thing, I can squat 200 pounds. I can deadlift. Like, a good amount of weight. So there is muscle there. I have literally, you know, like caveman bones. Besides, muscle weighs more than fat. That I'm not fat, I'm fluffy. Yeah, I know. Whatever, you know, and it's all about whatever makes you not hate yourself. Because the first step of self-improvement is loving yourself and realizing you deserve better than the life that you have. Self-improvement does not start with, oh, I hate myself, oh, I deserve to suffer. No, because then you'll never actually improve. Self-improvement starts with a positive attitude. I got the rose quartz build, but I'm not a 10-foot pink-haired goddess, so... I got the rose quartz build, but amethyst's height. I don't like the word fat much because it's just native to me. I tend to use words like heavy, large, anything other than fat. Yeah, I just say plus size. Because that's the fat. Because then when I go to, like, any clothing or shopping online for clothes, I have to go to the plus size section. Even though I'm not... I am technically plus size based on my weight to height ratio. But when I look at all the plus size models, I'm like, I don't look like that. So I'm kind of the weird in between. But then also, I kind of forget just... Because I'm fat enough to be plus size, but I'm not tall enough to wear plus size clothes because I'm short. So a lot of pants just don't fit me anyway because I'm short enough to wear a size 14, but I am not a size 14. See, when my body, my hips are literally built. Because my calves are also fucking huge because I walk on my toes a lot because autism. I'm literally built for bell bottoms. And no one is ready for that reality where I own a pair of bell bottoms. The rose quartz build with 5 feet. I'm at least 5'5". Okay, I'm not that short. I'm just the shortest of my family. My back is so sweaty, and it's because I did the dumbass thing and decided to put on pants today instead of wearing shorts. And I'm wearing a black t-shirt. But this is the cool black t-shirt. This is my happy shirt. Oh, shut up. There's a difference between bell bottoms and apple bottoms, I think. Now, I could be wrong, so I have to Google it. I think bell bottoms do this, while apple bottoms do this. I could be wrong. Unless my version of bell bottoms... I might have it the other way around. I think when I call bell bottoms, I think I'm actually thinking of kick pants. Although I don't know. Because apparently, for some reason, the world decided bell bottoms are no longer to be making bell bottom jeans, and I'm like, what? I was just kidding around. I know. Boots with the front. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shot it low, 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 low. Very great. Alright, you can get online, go to the general and save some time. Have you seen people do that edit with the two songs? It matches perfectly. Another thing that ticks me off, and this has nothing... What am I trying to say here? This ticks me off and it has everything to do with just how dumb people are. They want a bish with the boobie. They want the booba. They want the butt. But they don't want the arm, the neck, or the stomach involved. You can't have the booba without the belly. And if you do have the booba, the butt, and no belly, and that looks bad, and no arm, and no neck, then you know these are fake. And again, nothing, if you, the woman, or the person, willingly got those procedures because you wanted them, that's fine. But if you got those procedures because someone either coerced you into doing it, or you thought you had to in order to be attractive, honey baby girl, mighty Aphrodite had stomach rolls. You look at statues of Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty and love. She had a figure like mine. I'm gonna have to turn on... Okay, yeah. Shit's done it out loud for a sec. I need to turn the fan on under my desk. I need to turn on the nut fan. It's too hot. Close these. Imagine that in Donald Duck's voice. Have you heard the Evanescence Wake Me Up with Goofy's voice? Or Wake Me Up Inside with Goofy's voice? It's so funny. Wake me up inside. I can't wake up. Save me. So freaking dumb. I've seen people do the, Star Wars Mustafar fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan with Donald and Mickey's voice, and it is so funny. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. I can't do Donald Duck's voice to save my life. I was like, you underestimate my power. Don't try it. You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. It's the saddest moment in Star Wars history, yet I can't freaking stop laughing because of the stupid Mickey Mouse voice. Actually, I'm gonna do a different one. Singing different songs as redeems. No! How's that even allowed? Why was free will given to humanity? It's so we can do shit like this with it. We have a Star Wars battle in the target moment. I remember my sister and I were just like test swinging some pool noodles, or like a plate, like those fake foam swords at like a dollar store. Test swinging, and then yeah, we kind of like clanged them against each other, and then our worker like came over and like, hey, don't play with the toys. Okay, we were just holding them, God, and then we just put them back and ran away. And now, as an adult, I'm like, don't play with the toys. The toys. At a dollar store. A dollar store. Someone was hungover and just didn't want to deal with anything. Or someone was just pissy. Okay? Like, okay, first of all, let kids be kids. They're just kids, and if they break it, I'm sorry. It's like, it's, yeah, you break it, you buy it, but then, yeah, you get money. And then also, it's a dollar store. It's not like they're, I picked up a real sword at a blacksmith or something. And then be like, hey, put down the sword, please, sweetie. But no. No, it was just, they were like a pool noodle or something. And it's not like we were in the middle of the hallway, like, about to hurt somebody. It was just us back there, and then this employee just materialized out of nowhere. I don't know. Man, that unlocked a core memory. I mean, okay, yeah, I get it. You're minimum wage. You don't want to be there. You're probably hungover. But also, fuck you, man. Let kids be kids. Just let them play. I mean, yes, of course, teach them responsibility and mindfulness, but we're at a dollar store in the middle of summer. And we're shopping. We're bored. I hope that dollar store employee got a real power trip from telling two kids to stop playing with pool noodles. And I hope you go to therapy and realize just because your parents didn't love you enough to let you play around as children doesn't mean you gotta make the rest of the world miserable. Oh my god, that was venomous! Now, what am I gonna do with the tail? For this leg, I usually just have the tail curled around. Because I don't know where else to put the tail. Sheesh. Some people. This is not the right face shape for the missus. There we go. I mean, that's just a little better, I guess. The hair's gonna cover it up, so it's just... Look me up. There we go. Everybody smile, smile, smile from my heart up. Sunshine, sunshine. All I really need is a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. Come on, everybody, smile, smile, smile. Ugh. Okay, well, we got what we were supposed to do today. So, stream successful. So everything else from here on is just extra credit. Have you seen the... Yes, I've seen the gory smile version. Yes, I've seen it. Ugh, I've seen the one where she kills everybody while the song Smile plays. I've seen it. Pisses me off. So that's one of the few Pinkie Pie songs I actually like. And it's one that really resonates with me, and I really liked it. And then, ugh. Anytime I would play it, or sing it, or even mention it, my brother would say, "Hey, have you seen this version? Yeah, this one's so funny. I love this one. I wish this one was canon." It's like, you angry child! He's older than me by like 10 years. But it's just, you angry child. No wonder you joined the military. Man, I'm being spicy today. Hold on. My name's Pinkie Pie, oh, and I'm here to say, how you doing? I'm gonna make you smile and I will brighten up your day. It doesn't matter now. What's up? If you are sad or blue, howdy. Just cheering up my friends is just what Pinkie's here to do. 'Cause I love to see you smile, smile, smile. Yes, I do. It fills my heart with sunshine all the while. Yes, it does. All I really need is a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. They never explored in the show because this wasn't what it was about, but I'm genuinely convinced that the people that relate to Pinkie Pie or like really like the Smile song And be like, yeah, I just like making people smile, and I like making people laugh. It's one of the best things I can do with my life. It's like, that's great, honey. Let's talk about your depression. Because I genuinely believe that. I don't mean to call anybody out for this, but because, you know what? Me too, fam. Me too. Upside down. I'm not saying 100%. I'm just saying, you know, it's more common than you think. Especially, and I don't mean a trauma dump here, I just want everyone to be happy mentality is, it's not because I want people to be happy because they need to, because they deserve to be happy. Even though that is true. I just don't want them mad at me. That's really what I want. I just don't want them mad at me. So if they're happy, they're not mad at me. And they're not yelling. And they're not complaining. And they're not, you know, it's not my fault. But that's just other unresolved issues that I need to work with when I can eventually afford a therapist. What should I do with the tail? I want to do something different, but I don't know what to do. Because she's sitting on a beanbag, and there's no hole in the back for her tail, even though that's kind of what it would be in real life. She was sitting on a boneless chair. As you know, we got the tail that attaches at the base of the spine. So, like, because we got back, spine, tail, booty. When I'm low and don't have anything to say, I swear I have, like, cat detector, and there's a disturbance in the forest whenever I get... You are a friends with a bunch of empaths, and I'm happy for you. What the fuck am I gonna do with the tail? Honestly, what am I doing? Okay, it looks good so far. This is a good start. It's just, I don't know what to do with the tail. I either never know what to do with the legs or the tail. I mean, I could... I mean, I did that here. Wait, no, when I was drinking, it curled up like that. And I guess I could do that, but then that would coincide too much with the wood if I just move it. If we're going like cat mentality, when someone comes to talk to me when I'm streaming, my tail would literally be this. Just the... Uh-huh. Just that part would be moving. If you know, you know. That was the wrong tool. I'm definitely gonna make the ears twitch. Because I'm listening. And I am being interrupted. If only there was a way to make PNG tubers or something like that that didn't require toggling. Because then jump scares and sneezing would be really fun. Because I, despite my Sona being a cat, do not sneeze like a kitten. I have a fucking dad sneeze. Oh, I'm not gonna do a GIF. I realize what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have just... This one's gonna be a regular PNG, just the one. And then instead of blinking for this one, I'm just gonna have this ear flick downward for the blink. And then maybe have the tail just like... Mm-hmm. I mean, I could curl it just around the leg like this, like I do with the regular talking. But I'm not sure about that. Okay, let's work on the expression then. I'm not usually mad when people come over to talk to me when I'm streaming, because typically it's my sister. If she even comes by at all. She's like, hey, do you want food? I'm like, oh, food? On the rare occasion it's my mom. She's like, oh, are you streaming? I'm like, yeah. Okay, well then I can wait a second. What? I don't mean to sound rude. It's just... It takes so long for me to get momentum for when I'm doing anything. So then when I'm interrupted, it's like... I'm like a semi-truck that just got into second. Like, I just got into third gear, and then there's a stop sign coming up. Damn it! I have to shift all the way back down now! If you know anything about semi-trucks, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you've played Truck Simulator, it takes so long to get into third. Or when someone goes in front of you and tries to brake check you, it's like, I'm gonna fucking semi-truck you, asshat. I'm gonna kill you. Not on purpose. I'm just gonna run you over. I can't hit the brakes that fast. A lot of momentum for a giant metal death machine. I'm not even a truck driver. I just know these things. In fact, I don't drive at all because they are giant metal death machines. I think the world would be a lot better if we didn't have cars. But then what else would I get my pizza? Even though I live in an area where they don't deliver. I keep getting a bunch of ads for Domino's, like, these people are getting $5 to use the Domino's app. You could too. And I'm like, you don't deliver to my area. Quit advertising to me. You know, it sounds like I'm saying, "Oh, woe is me" all the time, but I'm honestly, I'm just joking around. I'm coping with humor. Like, oh wow, she complains a lot. It's like, yeah, but also jokes. This is how I cope. But then my family was like, geez, you don't need to get so upset. It's like, I'm literally not. I'm just talking. Okay, I'm just using I'm talking with emotion. Is that really just... Well, now I'm upset because you think I'm upset. And honestly, not upset. Just talking. Well, that's just the problem with being neurodivergent. Everyone either thinks you don't care or that you care too much. It was like, okay, I was raised on TV. I talk like a cartoon. So, I'm going to be hyper expressive. Also, I don't like people misunderstanding me, so I'm going to be hyper expressive so they don't misunderstand the emotion I'm trying to convey, even though I honestly couldn't give a toss. It's just one of those things. What the fuck? Are we still here? Are we still live? Did it die? It says the session is still going. Phew. Okay. I mean, the girl is getting pretty hot, so... I don't like the way this face looks from that angle. So there's something up here. It's probably the mouth. It might be the mouth. And the face. It's probably also the face. So anyway, a lot of the time it sounds like I'm yelling, or that I'm upset, or that I'm getting riled up. I'm not. Perfectly calm. That's just how I talk. Now, when I actually am upset, yes, I do get loud because I do have volume control, but when I'm genuinely upset, my voice is like this. When I'm upset, my voice is like this because I want to get my point across, I'm upset about something, and this is all I can manage when it comes to tone shift. That is me. That is how I sound when I'm genuinely upset. And yes, I can pull out the upset voice on command because, voice actor. Not professionally, but I definitely want to be. Also, again, raised on cartoons. Okay, I'm not liking this yet, so I'm just gonna... That's why tone indicators are so amazing over text. I know a lot of people give tone indicators shit. And it's like, I genuinely am telling you if I'm being sarcastic or not, because it's really hard to tell if someone's being sarcastic over text. I don't want any misunderstandings. But then again, apparently, I'm going to have misunderstandings because I don't understand the social rules. It's also one of those things where like, oh my god, you're so mean. It's like, what, you asked me to be honest. But you're just a mean person. It's like, you genuinely asked me to be honest about an opinion on something. And I was. So now, when people ask, hey, I want your honest opinion on something, I'm like, okay, lie. And then I'll just say what I want to say, but as tactfully as possible, because I don't want to be called a meanie bobini again. No one in the history of the universe has ever called me a meanie bobini. But you know what I'm saying. It's... I'm the childish one for liking cartoons. But they can't handle when my tone shifts. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm the childish one for watching cartoons, but I'm the one who has to watch my tone around you so I won't upset you. I'm the one that has to manage everyone else's emotions. Got it. But that's just, you know, a day in the life of anyone with that's neurodivergent. So there's nothing special about my situation. This is reality for most of us. I surprisingly like how that turned out. I guess I could... draw the tail out like that. Nah, I don't like that. Ooh, instead of putting my finger out like I usually do, I'm just gonna do this. I strut right by with my tail in the air. Straight cat strut, I'm a lady's cat. Oh, feeling Casanova. Hey man, that's that. Get a shoe thrown at me from a mean old man. Getting my dinner from a garbage can. If you don't know what that song is, I feel so sorry for you. It's called The Stray Cat Strut by The Stray Cats. They're an 80s rock band that mimicked the sound of like sock hop swing, which is like 40s and 50s with a bit of the 60s thrown in there. They're genuinely a really fun band. And going to school starts too early for me. And going to school starts too early for me. I don't care about reading, writing, arithmetic, or history. I'm gonna walk to the corner, meet my little Marie. I'm gonna walk to the corner, meet my little Marie. And she's the only girl in this whole world who understands me. She's sexy and 17. I realize I can't really sing that song anymore because I am no longer 17, even though that song was written by teenagers, for teenagers, about teenagers. So it's like, I feel like such a boomer reading that, singing that. I can't sing the song Sexy and 17 anymore. Even though, when I was 17, I was listening to it like day and night because I needed to feel good about myself. I wasn't that obsessed with the song, okay? I was more obsessed with the bands like Bowling for Soup or something like that. But not really obsessed. I just liked 5 songs from them that I listened to nonstop. That's what I really mean. When I say I like this band, I'm not saying I love every single one of their songs. I've been to concert, I own albums, and I know each song by heart. I don't mean that. I mean, I like 3 or 5 songs from them, and I've only listened to those 3 or 5 songs because I liked them. So when I say, oh yeah, I love Bowling for Soup. Oh yeah, I love this album and that album and this, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. They're not my hyperfixation. I just really like 5 of their songs. And like, High School Never Ends, Drill All the Bad Guys Want, Punk Rock 101, Almost. Their version of Stacy's Mom is one of my favorites. Another song people think is problematic for no reason. Okay, this is gonna be the ear flick. My little Marie. Well, she's the only girl in this whole world who understands me. Actually, no, it'd be facing up because her ear is moving down, so the west would be moving up. Physics. Me, my little Marie. Okay, that's just for the blink, but then for the listening, I'm gonna mouth. Gonna do the number on the teacher when she turns her back. Accidentally turned out good. There we go. I'm not going to make the tail move too much because it would be pretty jarring, but I am going to make the... I almost said something that was... I'm going to make the tip twitch. No. No. Hush. Actually, no, it should go in the opposite direction because it's just curled. There we go. Johnny and Eddie and me and Jimmy and Jack. Yeah. Gonna do a little number on the teacher when she turns her back. Yeah. Gonna cut out a class, meet the girls by the railroad tracks. Well, Friday night there, the band like you gotta hear. Just $1 ticket in and 25 cents a beer. They play rock and roll like that hasn't been rocking for years. also gonna flick the ear the same way. Ah, girl, you want some tail? Lick. Ron, your tail is small. What? Sweetie, sweetie. God, that video still makes me laugh. I don't know why. I might also make the head move, but I'm fine with it just staying the same. Okay. Visitor sketch is done. And I, with that, should probably skedaddle. Because I got someplace to be. Medibane is not responding. Yeah, I'm going to take that as a sign that we are going to end it here for now. I am definitely going to be finishing this off stream. I don't know when, but it'll definitely, probably tonight or tomorrow, I'll finish it off stream. And then it's ready for September, and then in the meantime, we'll just be working on, other things that I wanted to get done. So, in the meantime, be sure to, follow to stay tuned for other projects. If you like my art, I post on DeviantArt. If you want to catch up on my comic, I started posting it on Comic Fury. I don't think I linked it here on Twitch, actually. Hold on, I might have to do that. I also have a YouTube channel for, like, my main videos and other live streams, and I also have a YouTube VOD channel where all these VODs go after, Twitch has decided to eat them. Which they will live there in infamy if you want to go back and look through the archive. For whatever reason. I know some people like VODs. Anyway. What else I got going on? Pretty much nothing for the rest of this month until September. But then the first week of September is going to be a little bit... the last week of August and the first week of September are going to be a little bit weird because I have family over and it's the county fair. So, I'm probably not going to be doing much online because I'll just be hanging out with fam and doing all that. But then once that's all over, I'm going full hog wild into streaming here on Twitch. And it's usually September is when I work on an animatic project or an animated music video. Now, we are in trouble this year because I don't know what song I'm gonna do. I have two ideas. I can probably just do the first idea I had, and then the second idea I had I can just do in November, even though November was supposed to be my break month. I haven't decided yet. However, I need to decide pretty quickly, and this isn't something I can just ask you guys, because I like to keep my animatics a surprise. You know, because, like, last year... Not really last year, I mean, I worked on last year's animatic on stream, and I tried to keep the song a secret, so it would be a surprise for when I finished the video, and because I also couldn't play it on stream because of copyright. So, there is that. Anyway. Until then, I shall bid you adieu. A very fond farewell.